All right, let's talk about data. When it comes to how businesses handle all their information, there are really two main ways of doing things. You've got the patient planner, the one that gathers everything up over time, and then you've got the super fast reactor that acts on data the instant it shows up. So today, we're going to break down these two, batch versus real-time data processing.
I mean, have you ever really thought about this? You get a sales report, say, once a month, long after all the sales actually happened. But then, a fraud alert? That thing hits your phone the second something looks fishy. Why the difference? Well, the answer to that question is exactly what we're talking about today. It's the whole reason we have batch versus real-time processing. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the reliable workhorse of the data world, batch processing. Honestly, the easiest way to get your head around this is to think about doing laundry. I mean, you don't wash one sock, then one shirt, right? No way. You wait, you let the hamper get full, and then you do everything in one big batch.
And that's really the core idea right there. It's a simple two-step dance. First, you collect. You let all the data pile up over a certain amount of time. Could be an hour, a day, whatever. Then, once that time is up, you process all of it together in one huge go.
So what are the telltale signs of batch processing? Well, first off, it's always on a schedule. Think hourly, daily, weekly, it's predictable. It's also built to handle just massive amounts of data, which makes it perfect for looking back and doing historical analysis. And because of that, it can handle delays, right? Your monthly report doesn't need to be up to the millisecond accurate. Under the hood, this whole thing usually runs on these powerful data pipelines you might hear about, like ETL. That's just extract, transform, and load. It's how the system efficiently gets the job done.
And you know what's cool? You've seen this stuff in action a million times. You just might not have called it batch processing. Think about your bank. When they process all of the day's transactions overnight? Yep, that's batch. Or a retail store getting its daily sales report. That's batch too. And then you have the really big ones, like monthly phone bills or the entire company payroll. These are all huge, scheduled jobs where you just don't need the answer right this second.
All right, let's switch gears and meet the other side of the coin. Real-time processing, the instant responder. So if batch processing is like doing all your laundry at the end of the week, real-time is like washing a single dish the second you're done eating. There's absolutely no waiting, no letting things pile up. I mean, the name really says it all, doesn't it? The data gets handled the instant it's generated. We're talking literally seconds or even milliseconds. It's just this constant, never-ending stream of information that's being processed on the fly.
And its key features are pretty much the exact opposite of batch. You'll hear the term low latency thrown around a lot. That's just geek speak for it's crazy fast. The data is constantly flowing in and getting processed without a break. And that speed, that's what makes it absolutely crucial for things like alerts, live monitoring, and especially for AI models that need the latest, freshest information to make good decisions.
And this is where you really see its power in our everyday lives. That fraud alert we talked about, it has to be real time, right? What about those product recommendations on Amazon that change as you click around? That's real time. A sensor in a factory that predicts a machine is about to break before it actually does? You guessed it. Real-time processing is basically the engine behind almost every live, interactive experience we have online.
Okay, so we've met our two players. Batch, the steady, reliable planner, and real-time, the super fast, nimble responder. So now, let's put them head-to-head. It's time for a showdown to really see where each one shines.
So if you boil it all down, here's the biggest difference in how they think. Batch processing, that's all about looking in the rearview mirror. It's focused on understanding what happened in the past. Real-time processing, on the other hand, is all about looking straight ahead through the windshield. It's about reacting to what is happening right now.
And when you really break it down, you start to see the trade-offs. With batch, you're waiting minutes, maybe hours. With real-time, it's milliseconds. Batch is built for these huge, chunky blocks of data. Real-time is all about that continuous flow. But here's the kicker, the real business decision. All that amazing speed and power you get from real-time, well, it's going to cost you more, and it's a lot more complex to build and maintain.
So after that showdown, you're probably thinking, okay, so I have to pick one, right? But here's the plot twist. What if the secret isn't choosing batch versus real-time? What if the best answer is to have them form an alliance?
And honestly, this might be the most important thing to get about modern data. The smartest companies know the choice isn't either or, it's both and. They build these hybrid systems that get the best of both worlds, using batch for what it's good at and real-time for what it's good at, all working together.
So a really common way to pull this off is something called the Lambda architecture. Let's walk through it real quick. Step 1. All the raw data comes into the system. Step 2. It immediately gets split and sent down 2 different roads at the same time. You've got the slow lane, that's the batch layer, which takes its time to process everything perfectly for the historical record. Then you have the fast lane, the real-time layer, which gives you instant answers even if they're not 100% complete yet. And the final magic trick? A serving layer at the end combines the insights from both the fast and slow lanes to give you the most complete, up-to-date answer possible.
Let's make this super clear with a real-world example, like an e-commerce site. So, overnight, it's batch layers chugging away, processing all of yesterday's sales to create those perfect, detailed reports for the managers. But at the very same time, its streaming layer is wide awake, watching every single click you make on the site. And it's using that info to instantly push personalized product recommendations to you, trying to get you to buy something right now. See? 2 totally different jobs, running in one system. It's the best of both worlds.
Okay, as we start to wrap this up, let's boil it all down to the most important thing to remember. The next time you're faced with a data problem, how do you know which tool you should reach for from the toolbox?
It really all comes down to one simple question. Are you trying to look backward, or are you trying to act forward? If you need deep historical analysis, big comprehensive reports, or you're doing massive data transformations, batch is your answer. It's simple, it's scheduled, it's cost-effective. But if you're powering instant alerts, live AI, or anything that needs to happen right now, then you've absolutely got to go with the power of real time.
And in the end, that's what the most forward-thinking companies get. This isn't a battle. It's not one versus the other. It's a partnership. They're combining the rock-solid reliability of batch with the lightning-fast intelligence of real time. And that's how they're building systems that are just plain smarter and faster than everyone else's. So just remember this. The future of data, it isn't about choosing one. It's about mastering both.